One of those games that everybody is waiting for, like the spiritual successor to, is Crimson Skies.
Oh man, Crimson Skies, beloved Xbox game, Crimson Skies.
Today we're looking at a game called Bomb Who Let the Dogfight Out. This is a PC game on Steam. This is a flight sim-ish thing.
Dogfighting-ish.
It's a dogfighting game that honestly has a lot of problems and unfortunately is not that spiritual successor that we're waiting for.
In a world full of airplane fighting games, why would you do this?
This game really is all about dogfighting. And actually, it tries to be somewhat realistic about that, particularly with like old-timey planes and that, you know, planes are zipping by you. It is very hard. And one thing I think that it actually does succeed is this uses like what's become the cliche now, and that's sort of comic book characters and sort of relaying the story.
Right.
I actually think Maurice and Tack, they do a good job with making them likable, and there's some pretty funny stuff. Oh my God, though, the flying is so difficult, and it's a pain and annoying, and the dogfighting is just
We talk about this being like looking like a spiritual successor to Crimson Skies. The thing about Crimson Skies though is it was very arcadey. You felt like you were a master of the skies at this point. This takes a weird approach. It's like an old-timey kind of Crimson Skies-ish universe, but with semi-realistic dogfighting. So the dogfighting itself is just so hard to get in a pattern where you're behind somebody, or where you're not just like jousting. These are the most tedious dogfights I've played in any kind of airplane game.
Well, I actually think the weird thing about this game is that it doesn't know whether it wants to be a full-on flight sim or something really arcadey. It's funny, when I killed guys, it'd be like, oh my God, it finally worked, right? Like I was just like, oh, I was actually successful. Escape, next mission, please. I want to get on to the rest.
There's some elements of cool world building, and the character's kind of fun. The dogfighting though, it's so uniformly tedious and difficult that I'm not sure who this is really appealing to.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think that if you really wanted a flight sim, you probably have a rig and some other crazy games, or like Microsoft Flight, for instance, right?
I'm sort of like Crimson Skies, man. Where the hell is the Crimson Skies sequel? I want to be back in the world of Zeppelins and like aces, flying these crazy missions on my stun plane. I don't want to be spending like literally 15 minutes flying circles around trying to shoot down 6 planes by just sort of spraying in front of them and hoping I hit them. It's not my idea of fun.
As soon as you get in this game, fix the controls. Yeah, the controls are all messed for everything. You know, like my Xbox controller, I started using the mouse, I couldn't even figure out how to get going, so I went with the keypad. So, that's the one piece of advice if you really want to play this game, but honestly, I think there are some other better options out there. Steve, Bomb Who Let the Dogfight? What are you gonna give it?
This is no flying ace, man. I gotta give it a 5 out of 10.
Right there with you, 5.